Xavier Rhodes here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you been, Xavier?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I appreciate that. So tell me everything you just heard in that meeting. Every single word. Can you cough it up? No?
No.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
When were you able to turn the page from what happened on Sunday to what you need to do this Sunday, Xavier? When did that happen?
It happened Sunday, so Tuesday. I was able to have to look at film and get on the feeling. It was a miracle catch. It was a miracle play. I mean, lived in the moment for Sunday night and whole Monday and Tuesday. Had to move on to get ready for Philly.
Where were you when that play took place?
I was on the sideline.
Right. And so were you looking? Were you one of those guys where you're?
Yeah, you had to be looking. I mean, it's the last 10 seconds of the game. Everybody was tuned in. Even the Saints, they was all tuned in, ready to see what's going to happen. And once it happened, it was all she wrote. I mean, you could tell by how we reacted to it. You could tell that was a great moment. It was once in a lifetime experience. So the emotion, it was nothing but emotion. We was emotional about the play. A lot of people thought we was going to lose. Some of us probably thought we was going to lose because, it was 10-second play. It was just a miracle. It was a miracle catch, miracle throw. And, yeah, so we ended up coming up on top.
Yeah, and Xavier Rhodes joining me here. Look, you've been a rookie in this league, and you know what it takes to be a rookie in this league, and you know how well some of the Saints rookies have played this year at defensive back. What do you think Marcus Williams was thinking on that play? Best you can tell as being a guy.
I have no clue. I don't know. He probably trying to make the tackle, I guess. But then, I don't know. I'm not him. I've been in that situation before, honestly. You just try to make the tackle. But then again, sometimes you can't make everything, but you can't let one play define you as a player or as a person. You have a long career ahead of you. You have many more opportunities to make plays. You're going to get beat sometimes. You're going to mess up sometimes. And it is all about how you bounce back from that mistake you made. It was a big play. He missed and everything, but he did help this team come back with the interception to change the momentum of the game. So he did a lot in that game that actually helped his team. But like I say, no one's perfect. No one's perfect in football to the point where you're going to have a perfect game. You can't name one person that had a perfect game in the game of football. So, yeah, it happens.
So what's it like walking around that town right now, Xavier? Your team is as close to being the first ever home team to play in its home building in the history of the great game of the Super Bowl. What is it like walking around that town right now?
Honestly, I haven't been out in the town, but I'm guessing it's probably electrifying. The fans are probably happy, and they probably excited about the opportunity we have ahead of us to make history. And here in the locker room, personally, we're happy, but we're more focused on trying to get to Philly and trying to get the victory. We're not really trying to look past Philly because we don't want anything bad to happen. We're just trying to focus on them guys. And once Sundays is over, it's probably around like 10 o'clock whenever time the game is over, whoever can go to the Super Bowl from there. And that's when we feel like we can celebrate and say we'll go from there, or if we don't, whatever.
So what challenges does Philadelphia present? What have you seen on film, and what can you tell us of what you discussed?
Obviously, we all know they have a great defense. Them guys are great on defense, and I'm not even looking at the defense. But by watching their games, their defense is pretty good with their D-line and linebackers and the Michael Jenkins and their corners are being aggressive in the coverage. But as an offense, the past couple of weeks, I seen, Foles is trying to get Foles in the groove of things, try to get him comfortable to the point where he can make great throws and get the confidence from the receivers and his players. But I believe he's actually been playing good enough to help his team win. If he wasn't, then they won't be in the situation where they're in now.
Xavier Rhodes joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. And in that defensive locker room, when the quarterback conversation comes up as to who should have been throughout the entire year, what's that been like for you guys? You have no control over it, but obviously you need some points being put on the board for you to protect. So what has been the conversations that you guys have had while Keenum started his ascension this year?
No conversation at all. It's always been next man up. That's it. Like, I mean, that's all. That's just football. I mean, we haven't sat down to have a conversation and said, oh, I mean, Sam should be starting or Teddy. No, I mean, next man up. That's simple. That's the game.
And so when it all comes down to it, when you're out there on the field on Sunday night, what will you be thinking at any moment? Will you pause at a moment and just say, you know what, this is what I've been playing for, a right to go to the Super Bowl. This is what I dreamt about when I grew up in Florida.
No, I mean, you could have that moment throughout the week to the point, when you still here, you one of the 4 teams that's still practicing at this moment. But on game day, you can't be in all moment. You can't be sitting here and be like, oh, I'm here, I'm here in the NFC Championship, man. You got to be ready and more focused on that moment and sitting there playing in that game and trying to win to get to the Super Bowl rather than being, surprised and all into your feelings or something like that to the point where you like, more into the moment as in being in the NFC Championship game, not worried about playing in the NFC Championship game.
And how much of contact have you had with Prime Dion throughout your Florida State career and playing career?
Not much, but I'm more likely he's a busy guy and I'm a busy guy, so
sure.
Good to probably get some contact later on throughout this year.
Well, he would always tell me, and he's always told me, being a Florida boy himself, that from Fort Myers, that he always had a choice of where he got to play. And he says, notice I never, when I was a free agent, chose a cold weather spot. How cold is it for somebody growing up from the Sunshine State up there in the upper Midwest, Xavier?
It's pretty cold. I mean, cold as it gets in Florida and Miami is, I think, 60.
Yeah.
So that should tell you right there.
So how many layers? What do you layer? Do you just really go?
I mean, you
deep?
you start to tolerate it, man. After a while, after a year or so, you tolerate the weather, So
okay.
I mean, you get yourself mentally ready for it, and I mean, you don't really think about it anymore.
Okay. Well,
but then your first year, you in a rush to get back home to the Sunshine State or wherever you're from. But
sure.
After your first year, you just tolerate it. You just sit there and you know what's coming. So you just get yourself prepared mentally for it.
Yeah, I'm just looking for some advice because I'm coming regardless. We're coming for a whole 8 days, Xavier. I'm here.
Oh yeah, you messed up. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to just think of somewhere, Hawaii or something.
Okay. My old Pro Bowl days. Think of my old Pro Bowl days. Well, listen, congrats on making the Pro Bowl. And I say this with all heartfelt sincerity. I hope you don't play in it for your sake.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Okay, Xavier, you take care. Thanks for calling in just a few days before.
You too.
You got that. Xavier Rhodes.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.